This is Ian Henry with T-Birds General Manager Russ Farwell. This is the first episode in a continuing series of conversations with the T-Birds GM that we're going to call Top Shelf with Russ Farwell. They'll be airing all summer long on the T-Birds website and social media platforms. Today we're going to talk to Russ about our first-round draft pick in the recent WHL Bantam Draft, Ucachz. Russ, first off, what did you like about Kai and what led him to be our first pick?
Well, Ian, he really dominated that Alberta Cup there. I didn't know a lot about him going in there. I know the guys had seen him. I think through the year he had really improved skating-wise, but once he got in that situation, he really dominated the tournament and scored all kinds of goals. In tight around the net, but really impressive off the corners with his shot But then also just as a leader on that team and competing as the games got more intense, really came to the forefront and pushed his way into our list. We didn't come into the weekend with him in that spot, but by the end we were excited to get him. So it was a real, he really helped himself and pushed his way through there, and I think he's going to be a real good player.
Is there a T-Bird comparable, a current T-Bird or a former T-Bird that he would compare to in style of play or experience or anything like that?
Boy, I don't know. Going way back, he's a little better skating, bigger version of Dustin Johnner, which you got to really go back to see that. I mean, Dustin could really score. He played with passion. He was intense and part of things all the time. And Kai's a little bigger man, but that kind of attitude and stuff. So we were really excited. I think he's going to be a real good player. I think he'll, contribute on the power play. I think he can generate offense, and I think he's the kind of personality that does well with our coaching staff because he's a hard worker.
Did you talk to him after the draft, or did Cal talk to him? And if so, what was his reaction to being selected by the team?
He was excited. Cal talked to him. We actually interviewed him before just to make sure because we try and do our background stuff. And then I haven't talked to him yet. I'll talk to him at spring camp. But, yeah, he was excited. Cal was on the phone with him right after our pick. And, I think he really pushed his way in there. I don't think was thinking he was a top 10 guy start of that weekend. But I think he really showed that that's where he belonged.
You mentioned the spring camp, which is coming up the first weekend in June. All our Bantam Picks will be there. Bantam Picks from the previous year will be there. What are you looking for from Kai? What are you looking to see at the camp?
Well, this camp isn't really an evaluation thing for us. We'd like to do it because it gives everybody some input on their training and what they need to do to progress and be ready, and we try and go through our fitness testing, which gives them a goal and kind of a path to what they're working towards and does away with the nervousness on that day one at training camp, and it really gives them some input on how to train properly to get there. And it's kind of a mixed bag now because a lot of players have personal trainers but even that is a varying degree, and so this kind of gives, if they're in a program, great. If they don't have that professional input, this gives everybody, a good level. It's all online. They can look at videos, they can look at, and so it gives everyone that expertise they need to train properly, and that's what we're trying to do. And we try and give them a lot of, we have a nutritionist there. We have a lot of things that we try and provide with guys. And then we are going to skate. We do some power skating, and we have some on ice part of it. But the biggest part is to do a good job of that training.
So for our fans that might just be hearing about the spring camp that we've done for several years, how many days does it run, and where does it take place?
Well, we moved this year. We had been doing it in Calgary. We're moving to Edmonton, and so that's new for us facility-wise. It runs 3.5 days, basically. So it's a good. We have about 4 gym sessions, 2 ice sessions, and then some classroom time.
This was the first episode of Top Shelf. Thank you for joining us, Russ. We'll have many more episodes where we'll be talking about all our other Bantam Draft picks. Next up, in the next episode, we'll be talking about Lucas Siona. Thanks for joining us, T-Birds fans.